Everyone knows about that album. A band you love comes out with an album, they release a song and video from it, and you're like, what the fuck? Why would you make a video for that song when there's probably another song that's so much better? And that's the subject of tonight's video. Me, Patrick, Brian, and Nate Danger, and Ryan when he gets here, are talking about bands that had the right album, but the wrong damn single. Right after this. Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru, and holy shit, it's been all about the sausage party lately, and there's probably never been more sausage on a video than this one, because tonight we are talking about right album, wrong single, and with that, let's meet our roundtable, our panel. Right below me, we got Nate Danger from the epic YouTube channel Rockin' Danger. Nate, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. For anyone who doesn't know me, you can find me on X, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as our YouTube channel, Rockin' Danger, talking all things music.
Awesome. Nice. And right beside him, an oldie but a goodie, one of the favorites from yesteryear. I'm just fucking with him. We got Brian from the Hairband Basement, who his own YouTube channel is also kicking ass. So glad to see what he's doing. Brian, welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks for having me on. I thought you lost my number, then it turns out that Patrick had it the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out the Hairband Basement on YouTube. I did a YouTube channel for reasons. Find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at HB Basement. Always talking music there, and I still got my Station Head show. Download the app. It's on live every Friday night at 8:30 Eastern. Listen to some deep tracks from the genre of music.
Awesome. And right above him, right where he wants to be, we got Patrick, Colonel Patrick, who is here quite frequently, and he's a good bastard. Patrick, welcome back to the show.
It's so exciting to be here with two of my favorite people, and my first time that Nate Danger is going to break my cherry. This is great.
There you go. And hey, while we're at it, you can follow Patrick at CoolAsIce232. You can follow me on X at Hair Metal Guru, and I'll get to all the shit that I want to promote at the end of the show. Ryan, who is a firefighter in California, was just called out on some sort of call, so when he gets back in, we will get him caught up. But today we're talking about albums where the band puts out a single and you're like, why that song, for whatever reason. And so that's what we're talking about, and we're going to get rolling right into it. And I think we're going to go in that same order. We're going to go Nate, Brian, Patrick, myself. And with that, Nate, what is your number 5 song that you're like, why the fuck would that be a single?
Well, this is really fun, and it was a hard challenge because to come up with songs that you don't necessarily agree with, but albums that you love, right? Because lots of times you're looking at these songs, and if you don't love the song, lots of times you don't love the whole album.
Yep.
So I found it a little difficult. I like that you put the challenge out there. I had to work at this one. But I think some of us are going to overlap on some.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say my number five questionable single that was released is going to be Cry Tough off of the debut from Poison. I think as a lead single, it was fairly weak, and I've always questioned why that band did not release Look What the Cat Dragged In, because that is one of the greatest songs on that album. It probably the best song on that album, and to not have that as a single is just a shame, as far as I'm concerned.
I think as far as songs from Poison that weren't hits, that song has, I bet, been played in every Poison concert since. It's hard to imagine that they never even released it as a single and video. I think it's one of the definitive Poison songs.
It's their opening track.
I'm going to be that guy. I don't like that song.
Oh.
What?
I never liked that song. I thought it was them trying to be heavy and the lyrics are corny. But that's just me. I mean, I just for some reason that song was always like, duh. But I feel that way for a lot of that album. if you look at the first 3 albums, the really big ones for them, I think that's the worst one. It
I do
sounds
think
like it was a cheaply made album. I'll just
I
say
do think
that.
some of the deep tracks haven't aged all that great. But I
Yeah,
thought that
yeah.
song, I loved that
Never
kind of
got into
heavy
that one.
guitar riff. It reminded me of something that would have come out on the Faster Pussycat debut.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have liked to have seen more
Would have
of
been the
that
weakest song on
from
that
them.
album.
Man, if you listen to Sight from Sore Ears, right, their live album that came out in 91 or whatever it was,
Oh,
and
Swallow
they
This
opened
Live,
with
yeah.
Look What the Cat Dragged In, and or Swallow This Live, yeah, and it was the greatest opening song, and the energy, everything, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Never got into it.
All right. Okay, well, we're moving on to Brian's number 5. What do you got?
All right. See, the thing is, with this list, you have you have the beauty that your hindsight is 2020, so you can look at the stuff that didn't work and say, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. Well, that's just the way it is. With this band should have blown up, and instead of this song, they should have released one of the best ballads of the genre. I'm going with "Kid Goes Wild" from Babylon AD's debut.
Yeah.
I get it. They were going to be put on the RoboCop 2 soundtrack. It seems like a great opportunity. Looking back at it, it didn't work. And Desperate, like I said, probably one of the best ballads of the genre. They should have released that one instead. I think that thing would have blown up. They should have been bigger.
Wow.
Yeah, I had nothing against the song. I like the song. I'm just looking back at it going, that decision didn't work.
It might have helped if RoboCop 2 didn't suck balls.
I like RoboCop 2. What are you talking about? Come on, a crack addicted gun robot thing.
But
It's great.
it flopped compared to the first one.
Well, the first one's classic.
And
That's why.
if it had been a hit, it might have helped that song. But
Yeah, it just wasn't it. And then they had the video with them like being hunted by RoboCop, and it was like, guys, corny shit. Like, come on.
but
It didn't work.
I agreed. Desperate should have been a single and a video.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Patrick. What's your number 5?
From the 1991 album Strength by Enough's Enough. They were
Great album.
it's a fantastic album.
Yeah.
But and even Rolling Stone had come out just before that record come out and called them one of the 20 hot bands to watch in 91. And they led off their album with Mother's Eyes, which just was not the best choice of a single when there was so many great songs that they used. Like Baby Loves You was the second single, and that should have been the first single. But yeah, I love that record. Strength is incredible, but maybe it was the curse of too much coming out in 91 and it was late in 91 when that record came out. So of course tides were changing, but I really think that coming out with Mother's Eyes, which ironically enough is the only song on that record that was not written by Donnie Vie and Chip. It was written by Donnie Vie and Derek Frigo, who obviously is no longer with us. But that song didn't chart. The album barely charted, and I think the highest it got was 143 on the Billboard Top 200. So,
Wow.
Go ahead.
What's the one song? Is it In Crowd? Is that the one of the songs?
I've just been connected by the In Crowd. Yeah,
that's a great tune.
Oh, whole album's great.
The whole album's phenomenal.
I mean, Mother's Eyes isn't a terrible song by any means.
It's just a bad choice. I get
the first single.
Well, there was a story that was it Chips Enough was at a funeral, and Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins was there, and he wanted to work with him. Came like, hey, I don't know if you know me. I'm from I'm Chips Enough from Nuffs Enough. And Corgan goes, "Are you kidding me? I have Strength in my cassette player in my car right now. Like you play the shit out of that album."
There were not many albums from hair metal bands that were doing big numbers that came out in 91. Skid Row, kind of, but even we've talked about how none of their singles were hits. Guns N' Roses was immune to that, but the last big albums came out in 90.
Yeah.
You know, Damn Yankees, like Warrant and Poison and Firehouse and Slaughter and all those bands. But 91, it was almost like it ended in 91. And I don't know, Brian and I have talked about that in the past. 91 was not a great year for bands to blow up.
No. And this album, unfortunately, if you haven't heard Strength, it is an incredible album.
Great album.
Yeah.
And also kind of rare that you get an album titled after a ballad.
Yeah.
Well, the Def Leppard did with Hysteria.
Oh, they did, yeah.
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 That sold a gajillion albums for reasons.
For
For
reasons.
one.
For
Yeah.
reasons. For reasons.
All right. Let's move on to my. Is it my turn? My number 5?
Yeah.
My number 5. And we've talked about this before, and I have to put it on here. Maybe Brian has it too, because both he and I have said, fucking in 1992 when
Let me change my. I know you're going. Let me change my
There you
list.
go. And if we overlap, you don't. I threw on a couple extras in case, but we've said it before. They put out a Badfinger cover, Lillian Axe, on the 92 Poetic Justice album, and it's a really good cover of No Matter What. It's a good song. The video was a little cheesy for 92, but it was a good song. But maybe the most fucking obvious single in the history of singles was a song called True Believer.
Yeah.
Unbelievable opening guitar riff, amazing lyrics. That set the tone for that entire album. And Brian and I talked to Steve Blaze when we interviewed him. Steve Blaze agreed, but one thing I've learned over the course of the channel is that the bands often don't have a huge say. When the record label says, this is what you're doing, the bands tend to have to go, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. And True Believer should have been the single on Lillian Axe's Poetic Justice album.
But the messed up thing was it was getting traction on radio.
It was. I remember hearing it on Q98 in Fargo, North Dakota.
It was like you already had people clamoring for this song. You decided that. I get it. A lot of times with covers, I got a few covers on my list where a record company's like, it's a recognizable song, let's go with that. But yeah, people were already asking for True Believer, which is a fantastic song.
Yeah.
And go with it.
And talk about right album, like besides right album, wrong single, this was right album, wrong time. Because if that thing comes out in fucking 1990 or there are so many, anyway, so many songs on that. Okay. Yeah. That finishes up our number 5s. We're moving on to our number 4. Nate Danger, what's your number 4?
Well, before I get into it, I would like to state that coming from Canada, I'm pretty sure Lillian Axe has never been played on a radio station in Canada ever.
That's one of the big problems with Canada.
That's why.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right. But are you a fan, or have you spent much time with them, or?
I am a fan now, like later in life, because there was so much that I was never exposed to just because of where we're from, the geographic, right? There was, you got the big bands and stuff, but you didn't really get a lot of the deeper stuff unless you had a buddy who sought stuff out. And sure, we did. We got into certain things, but there were bands that I never got into. Vane is one of them. I never even knew Vane existed. I never knew really about Lillian Axe until 3-4 years ago. Like, it's always later in life.
Didn't you guys get like indoor plumbing in like 1996 or something?
Yeah, we can flush toilets now. It's awesome.
Nice. Good. You don't have to shit in the woods with the moose.
No,
that's right.
Well, we had outhouses, man. It was okay.
All right, Nate, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is going to come off of Jackal's debut. For me, I'm going to say The Lumberjack, because I never liked that song. I can never get into it. The chainsaw is cheesy, and every song on that album is better than that. Like, if you just want a regurgitated blues, lame riff, and a stupid chainsaw, I just couldn't get into it, man. It was so bad, and every time that song comes on, if I'm listening to Hair Nation or anything, I'm skipping it. There are so many good songs on that album.
What are some of the other ones that you're really into besides that?
Down on Me, When Will It Rain? Like, everything is. Yeah. I love the AC/DC vibe, but I just think on that song, it didn't get me. I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of power tools in metal, because I didn't like what when Eddie Van Halen was using his drill on Pound Cake, and
Bishop Big did the same thing on the same.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
But it was different. Well, they had the picks, so you spun when they played. I didn't think it was that. That sounds cool. I mean,
yeah. And I really like the Lumberjack, but part of the problem is it kind of labels you as, oh, they're probably just a gimmick band. Like,
Yeah,
A shtick
gimmick.
I
band,
was gonna
yeah.
say that.
So,
Yeah.
you know, it maybe it was a big song, but it may have backfired because of that.
Yeah, and that's just me personally. I can understand why I guess some people like it. It for me, it's just way too just standard blues and a shtick, and it just didn't make sense.
But it was their biggest song, so I mean,
Sure.
and it worked. But you're right. I agree. I think that might be the worst song on the album. The rest of that album is really good, straightforward rock. It's really fucking
It's a
good.
good album.
Yeah,
You could
man.
almost
I
make
think I Stand Alone is, and that was
Oh,
a single, but that is probably the greatest song on that album. That fucking song rules.
I
you
always
could
like
almost
oh,
it
make the
so
Devil.
good.
argument that Jackal might have a Tesla like uh, reputation amongst rock. In my opinion, they would if they hadn't put out the Lumberjack song. I think the Lumberjack song puts them in such a gimmick place that it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the Chainsaw Band.
Yeah,
Whereas if you don't have that, that might be that's just a kick-ass rock and roll.
but
But I
they
don't think they would have been. We wouldn't be talking about them. They'd be like one of those bands that we might know about, but the rest of the world, like, who the fuck is Jackal? Who knows?
but if you haven't seen Jackal live, I shit you not, they're fucking phenomenal
I've
live.
heard.
Oh, I have no
Oh,
doubt.
he's still got a great voice.
Totally,
Yeah,
totally.
but also, what's the one on the follow up? Cut to Crap has a chainsaw in it. It's a way better song.
It's a way better chainsaw.
Yeah, they
Way,
did bring it
yeah.
back.
He really honed in his chainsaw solo skills.
Yeah.
How do you figure that out? It's like,
Well,
did he go
shit,
through other
those guys are
tools?
as southern as it comes.
Oh
Yeah.
God, the
Like
interview proved it.
legitimately.
Yeah.
So like they're the kind of people who fucking live all within 2 blocks of their entire families, and they're all drinking beer on the porch and fucking shooting pigs like
They're
Moonshine.
not drinking beer;
Yeah.
they're drinking
and
moonshine.
moonshine. Exactly.
Maybe that was the disconnect because I'm as northern as it comes for you guys. Like other than Reed, right? He'd be north. Winnipeg's probably
Northeast?
north or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you
All right.
had the Seal Blubber song. Maybe that would have been more appealing to you, to you 51st Staters.
All right, let's move on to Brian's number 4. What do you got?
This band, they should have been another one that should have been bigger, and this song didn't really capture what the band was about. And it's off Little Caesar's debut, Chain of Fools.
Ooh,
Nothing wrong with the
Wow.
song, but it doesn't capture how good that album is.
agree,
Yeah,
100%.
it's just like, oh, that's what you went. And I saw them on my first concert open up for Slaughter and Kiss.
Yeah.
I really wasn't into them at the time, and I was like, oh, that's a Chain of Fools band. But you
Yeah.
listen to the rest of that album, oh, it's good blues driven rock. Such a good album.
Great record.
I don't know if this should have been the first single, but I still fucking the song From the Start.
Oh, great song.
Amazing song. So
In These Arms is a great ballad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole record is good.
Okay.
Did they
All
have
right.
Did they have Little Caesar up in Canada?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I did hear of Little Caesar. I actually really like Chain of Fools. I think it's a great song. That was the first time I was introduced to that song. But you're right, and it's funny that you say that because when I was going through this, lots of cover songs kind of fell into my list.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're moving on to Patrick's number 4.
1989 is, arguably one of the busiest years for this genre of music. So I kind of feel like if you were putting singles out in that time, you better have a good fucking first single or you're screwed. And I'm kind of shocked that this one kind of did hit. It was a very minor hit, but I always thought Naughty Naughty was a terrible single for that first Danger record. It was
Really?
corny, it was stupid. It's kind of like between that and Boys Will Be Boys. I mean, two of the worst songs on the record. I mean, oh God, I could go on for another half hour about how much I don't like the song Naughty Naughty, especially when you have in the palm of your hand you could let Rock America out.
Yeah.
Bang Bang came out as the second single. That could have been a great first single. You had pick any of the ballads, they were all great. I I always thought that was a terrible single, and for that record to not even go gold with all the good stuff that was on it, I blame Naughty Naughty for that.
If there was any album in the history of fucking albums that was screaming for a ballad to be
It's
released,
that one.
it's that one. And fine, if you're like, okay, we're gonna get 2 singles, then fine. You go, obviously you go Bang Bang, and you go one of the fucking ballads.
Yeah.
What a fucking mistake that was.
But I
Yeah.
think Naughty Naughty was the biggest song off that album.
Because what was I mean it did okay.
Yeah, it got
I
me
mean,
to
the
buy
record
the
didn't go
got me to
gold.
buy the record. So I mean,
Yeah.
it worked for me.
I just think
It's
it's
a
so
killer bass
corny.
line too. I mean, it's just I don't think the song sucks. I'm not agree with that
I
at
don't know if
all.
I think it's horrible, but Bang Bang is an obvious first single for me,
I get that.
and
Rock America could have been great, you know?
yeah, I think that's better than Naughty Naughty.
There was another one that had a poppy sound to it. Oh, it's towards the end of the album. I can't remember the name
Oh,
of it
Turn It
now.
On?
No,
Under
Live
the
It Up?
Gun, or was that on the
no.
second?
Under the Gun's a great song. No, what the
Live It
hell
Up?
is it? No, it's something with love in the title.
Oh, Feels Like Love.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that had
that's a
a
great
pop
song,
appeal
too.
to
That
it.
was really
Yeah,
poppy. I mean, that's a good fucking album. Shit.
Oh, it's a
Great
great
album.
record. Just 2
Good
bad
album.
songs. That's it.
Yep. Okay. We are moving on to my number 4, and I so many things happened to screw this band from becoming what many were predicting they would become. You know, Kerrang used to pump. I'm talking about Hanoi Rocks. In 1984, they come out with their album Two Steps from the Move, and talk about singles. I think we all kind of come from the same school of thought that you put out your own song rather than, there are some singles that are good. Hanoi Rocks came out with Up Around the Bend, the CCR cover. It's a good cover.
Oh, I bet.
And they did eventually come out with a song that I thought should have been the first single, Boulevard of Broken
I
Dreams.
agree. Yep.
I thought that was the obvious first single. Now, Razzle ends up dying in the car crash with Vince Neil, so maybe the album would have not done well regardless. But I just thought they did themselves no favors by coming out and announcing their here we are in America and we're doing a really popular cover song. It was just not the right move.
Well, see, that's the thing. I forgot I had that on my show. I had this conversation. Might have been with Jason, where, like you said, the record companies come up with these ideas, and you, as like a 20-year-old, fucking guitarist, you're gonna think like, oh, these guys know what they're talking about. Let's
Right.
listen to them, not realizing, no, they know what they're doing. They want to take advantage of kids like you to get money out of you, and they don't think, you're not thinking that way. You're just like, oh shit, we got a record deal, cool. These guys want us to sell albums. Listen to what they say, and it's like, it doesn't work.
And here's what I think happened is this came out in 84. Well, the year before, Quiet Riot went to number 1 because of Come On Feel the Noise.
Yeah.
So, the record industry back then was all fucking copycats. Oh, that worked for them. We're going to do that. Like fucking Donnie Einer saying to Janie Lane, I need love in an elevator. So we're going to copy that,
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. We're moving on to our number 3s. Nate Danger, what's your number 3?
Well, I like that we're on this we're on this collective path here of cover songs, because I truly believe that record companies were pushing these bands to do covers and add them to their albums. And there's a number of cover songs that I don't necessarily agree with that were put out as singles. But I'm gonna say my number 3. It comes from one of my favorite bands, and I get that it's an album that not a lot of people like. It was their second release, and it comes off of the Freak Show album by Bullet Boys, and it's going to be Talk to Your Daughter. And I think that's a weak release. There's so many better songs by the Bullet Boys, and I really dig the Bullet Boys. I think they got a great discography, and they're a fantastic band. And it was just, to me, it was a little cheesy, and it never resonated.
What album was that on?
Freak Show.
See,
Freak show.
it's so funny. It's so funny he says that because I have on my list, and it's going to come off because I have another one. I had that "Talk to Your Daughter" should have been the first single over THC Groove.
Oh, no way.
What? No way.
No way. THC
Tony.
Groove is so much better.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
such
with
a
you on
terrible
that. I
first
like
single.
Talk to Your Daughter, but you're right. It shouldn't have been a single.
Yeah.
I'll say the same thing for Love of Money. I don't know why they made that a single.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one. I'm
I
all
don't
behind
think-
that one.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but there's so many better songs off that debut than that cover.
They
That's
had
a great
so
debut.
much time
Yeah.
in between that first and second record, and Mick Sueda in the interview that Anthony did talked about that Mark had vocal issues and there was turmoil within the band, but man, to come out with THC Groove as the first single, and then you're knocking.
That's like my
Talking.
favorite Bullet Boys song ever, I think. I love
with you,
it.
Nate. I'm with you on that. It is a great
Oh
song.
man, just the way it starts, the bass is so low. He's tuned down so low. And then just a tea time. Oh,
That's
the greatest
tea
video.
time. It's great. Yeah,
Oh, the
I'm with you
video's
on
killer.
that.
Don't get me wrong, Nate. The video's killer. But I would have gone with Thrill That Kills. I mean, God, that song kicks ass.
Oh, that's a good song.
Yeah, there's a lot of other ones that I would have chosen over THC Groove.
I do not know that album all that well.
Oh, it's a
I
great
know
record.
THC Groove, and I know it, but it's been a long time since I listened.
What's the
here-
lead-off track off that album? I can't think of it right now.
What?
The first song on the
The
record?
Freak Show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
a good one too. That could have been a single.
I mean, honestly, you could also make the argument that what's the Tom Waits cover?
Oh, Hang on, St. Christopher.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
the
a terrible
best.
song, too.
I like that song.
I do too. I like that.
So good.
This is such a group of four that can't agree on one song on this record.
Oh,
All right.
what about
But
Do Me
you-
Raw?
But you're right. It did get panned by a lot of people. I think that album's way better than people give it credit for.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
love
not
that
as good as
album.
the debut, but there's a lot of solid songs off that one.
Okay, was that Nate's pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Brian, what's your number 3?
Well, in staying with the tradition of covers, this one just sucks. I don't know how else to describe this. This album, people say it isn't as good. I didn't like it back in the day as much. More recently, I'm more on board with it. But it's "Smoking in the Boys' Room" from Motley Crue off their Theater of Pain album.
Yeah.
What a god-awful song, a terrible cover, and the video is dog shit. It's so fucking dumb. Everything about that is... They could have had Louder Than Hell would have been a great fucking opening single for that goddamn album.
Yeah.
Best song.
Yeah, that song kicks ass. I remember back in the day, this is like one of my least favorite Crue albums.
Yeah.
Now that I've gotten older and wiser, it's like this is a really solid fucking album. There's a lot of good. The production needs help. I'll admit with that, but yeah, the single, terrible choice. Absolutely terrible.
Agreed. That song sucks. Jeez.
Yeah, it's so fucking bad. The bald
when
dude
when you were
principal.
like I was 12, I think, when it came out. You're like, oh yeah, smoking in the boys' room, huh? But as soon as you fucking got a little bit of a brain, you're like, wait a minute, that song sucks.
But even the video is just over the top, corny nonsense, and it's like, yeah, us teenagers know what it's like. School sucks. Yeah, and it's like, shut up, shut up, you stupid. You got your goddamn pastel clothing on, you dumb cokehead. Shut the fuck up. Play some good music instead of this shit. Oh,
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's move on. Patrick, what's your number 3?
One of I think everybody but Nate, because he already talked about how he doesn't know it, or he didn't know it. I think Anthony, Bryan, and I would probably agree that this is probably one of the top 5 records in the entire genre's history. And I liked the song that came out as the single, but it was by no means the right song to be the single. And it may have changed the trajectory of where this album wound up. I would have changed the first single from No Respect by Vane being Who's Watching You. I just
That's-
not a great choice for a single when that album is so full of so many great songs. I probably would have gone with the title track of No Respect as the first single. I think.
no, the first single was "Beat the
Or
Bullet."
beat the bullet. Yeah. Either Beat the Bullet or Who's Watching You probably shouldn't have been.
Over
Beat the Bullet made
over
me
No
get the
Respect?
album.
Wow.
So we're-
Over No Respect.
Yeah, I thought
Oh.
No Respect should have been the first single.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I thought No Respect. I'm saying that Beat the Bullet and Who's Watching You were not good singles for that record.
Oh, I
Oh.
totally disagree with that.
Okay.
Totally
I like those songs, but I think No Respect is probably my favorite song on that
Yeah.
album.
I again, like I said at the leadoff, I don't have a problem with those songs. I just don't think they should have been the single.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
not a bad song on that record.
No, no.
Agreed.
I thought Who's Watching was a great fucking second single. That's such a great tune.
See, I would have gone with No Respect as the first single. I thought Ready was a good enough song.
That's
to
a
be
great
single.
tune. I think
I would have
that's
thought,
the cover.
Laws Against Love would have been a great
Yeah.
single. I mean, every song on that record's great.
Yeah, it's such a solid album.
The only song that really couldn't have probably been a single is Smoke and Shadows. Too slow, but great song, but still, yeah.
But like for both of those songs, the videos was just stupid. Like
they
it's
were
Beat
really
the Bullets,
bad
let's throw a
videos.
bullet flying through the air every other scene. And then the other one for Who's Watching You was a Brigitte Nielsen looking woman just staring at screens and shit with them on it. I was like, this is stupid. Yeah, this is come on. I take everything literally.
Yeah.
All right. That's Patrick's number 3. We are on to my number 3. Okay, I'm going to go in the fucking opposite direction. We've all been kind of shitting on cover songs as singles. I'm going to give you a song that I shouldn't have been a single and what should have been, in this case, should have been the cover. And it's the Britney Fox debut album. And I fucking love Pussy Ballads, but Save the Week fucking sucks.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Save the Week was trying too hard to be We Are the World and all, one of those feed the hungry children, fucking raise money songs, which I'm all about feeding the children. But the song that should have been a single was their Slade cover of Goodbye to Jane, because nobody knows that song. So when it came out, it would have sounded like it was fucking Britney Fox's own song. That is such a kick-ass cover. And every time I hear Save the Week, I kind of look around and make sure nobody sees me because I feel so embarrassed. Like my face.
And your pants are down at your ankles.
And what's that?
And your pants are down at your ankles.
My pants, yeah. And I'm like, I'm like, hey, I'd rather be
You're all flaccid. Nothing's working.
So Save the Week, horrible choice as a single. Should have been a cover song. Goodbye.
I'm going to say 2 words on what should have been the single instead of Goodbye to Jane and Save the Week. Rock Revolution. There you go. That should have been.
There's another one. There's another one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great album. We are moving on to our number 2s. Nate Danger, what's your number 2?
Number 2, I'm going to choose one of my favorite bands, which probably doesn't get a lot of respect in the community, but I have always been a really, really big Twisted Sister fan. And so I'm going to choose off of Come Out and Play. I'm going to say that we could choose both. If I don't want to go with a cover of Leader of the Pack, which is lame, I'm going to say Be Cruel to Your School, because I just think it was over the top, corny. Yeah. I get you got Alice Cooper. You could have done so much if you're going to have a cameo by Alice Cooper and stuff, but the horns by Clarence Clemens and the piano it was just, we're coming off of Stay Hungry, the biggest, and it was dark. It was a dark album. I get that We're Not Gonna Take It wasn't that dark, but everything else on the album had a dark undertone to it. And then they were heavy. Stay Hungry is a heavy song. And then they came out with Be Cruel to Your School.
Yeah.
It was just cheesy and corny.
That was, the big singles off Stay Hungry were also cheesy and corny. The video just over the top, I knew they're going with that. It just seems like an odd choice. I'm with you on that.
Yes, and the videos were always of that satire, but the song actually, We're Not Gonna Take It, isn't that cheesy of a song. Like, at the time, back when we're talking 1984, right?
Right.
Like, in 1984, man, I was at a school fun night and some chick wanted to wear my leather jacket because I had the Michael Jackson leather jacket and we're dancing to Twisted Sister. Of course I love Twisted Sister. I was in grade 4.
Yeah.
I see what they were. I mean, and I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I see what they were doing with Leader of the Pack, a fucking a demographic that no bands were going for was like, hey, we got all the teenagers. Let's get the teenagers' moms by throwing out a hard rock cover of a 50s song. It backfired, but I understood where they were going. And I'll be honest, there was a time I was like, fucking Leader of the Pack was kind of catchy, but Cruel to Your School, that was a little over the top, fucking cheesy for me even.
But
Yeah.
Dee Snider even said they used to play Leader of the Pack live at shows,
And it
and he
killed.
said it used to kill. It just didn't
Yeah.
translate over to the to recording. It just didn't
Yep.
work.
That's
Hey,
right.
I'm
Yeah.
with you on this. I'm with you on this. And by the way, you guys did a kick-ass series of Twisted Sisters videos on your
Yeah.
channel. So
Thanks, man.
that was awesome.
All right.
I
Okay.
thought it was funny.
We're moving on to Brian's number 2.
I had to switch all my shit around because you fuckers said stuff I had. All right, let me think what I can go with there. I'm gonna go this band, this song for one of my favorite bands of the genre. This song didn't capture what they were about, and even the band said they didn't like the song. I'm going with Kid Ego from Extreme's self-titled debut.
There you
Just
go.
didn't work. I don't know what it was,
Wow.
and I don't think it's a bad song, but it's probably one of the worst ones on there. They should have had "Do You Want to Play" as the first single from
Yes.
Bill and Ted's. You got put throw in movie clips, you're good to go. I don't understand why they didn't do that.
I agree 110%, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should have been the lead
That was a
off.
great pick.
Because every guitar player at the time wanted to learn. Come on, play.
Exactly. Mouth rips, everybody. But yeah, and, and it's like, why didn't they do that? And they went with Kid. The band was even like, we were only the big. We were like, we didn't really like that song that much. Now it's your first single off that album, which is a killer album. But
Right. Okay.
what's up, Ryan? How you doing?
Ryan, how was
Hey.
did you have to go fight a fire or what's up?
Yep, back to back. So here I am, sweaty and a total pig, but I'm back, and it's
Hot.
better to be here.
Oh,
Okay.
Did you say that you're back for the attack?
Back for the attack, baby.
Awesome.
No, those singles. I like.
Got it.
Hey, Ryan, we are in the middle of our number 2. So everybody's just kind of giving their song and whatever thoughts. So do you just want to go get us caught up to your number 2 and then you'll be right back in the rotation for our final one?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to repeat any of your guys.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry, if you do, we'll shame you.
Yeah,
All
that's right.
Thanks.
So you're number
I
5?
like this guy.
Yeah, he's all right. Okay.
For a
My number
Canadian.
5. I got my boys Crocus doing the Blitz. Okay, and
Oh,
I do not think the Ballroom Blitz needed to be a single. I think
I'm with you on that.
many strong songs on the album. I know it kind of worked, but they did not need a cover. There was decent success, but it was off the heels of Midnight Maniac and Our Love, which are great. But they missed the opportunity with the melodic rock ahead of its time gem in Ready to Rock, which it's the last song on the album. And that one's the choice for me. So
Okay.
that's my number 5. My next one, Van Halen, OU812. Okay. You had Black and Blue, decent.
Here,
When
let's see.
When It's Love, I love it.
Love it.
Finish What You Started, Feels So Good, dog shit. They should have done When It's Love to kick it off, and then Cabo Wabo, complete with an amazing video, a la like the intro to Home Sweet Home or Summertime Girls. Add some color, add some happiness and some flair to it.
The
Bring
beach.
that vibe up a little bit. So Cabo Wabo was my choice. I love that one.
Okay.
My next is Shadow King from 91. And the song they chose was I Want You. And it's not a bad song, but it's an album where you could have stuck all the titles in a hat and reached your name in there and just grabbed it. But like, what would it take? Anytime, anywhere. And then Don't Even Know I'm Alive to capitalize on Lou Graham's Foreigner ballad success would have been a good idea, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is my number 2, and that's where we're at, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Steelheart. And I got Tangled in Brains. They didn't focus enough on All Your Love, the ballad. And that's another band. Like Sticky Side Up was the single. great song. Love that. Whatever. Maybe a little immature for 92, but it's still a great album. But this band was known for a ballad, and had they capitalized on that with All Your Love, would have been probably a good idea. And that's where we are at.
Okay. Awesome.
Did they release Late for the Party as a single?
I actually think that All Your Love may have been a single, but no video, and they just didn't really might even have been a Japanese thing, but it wasn't very highlighted. I don't know what the other singles were, to be honest.
Because I always thought "Late to the Party" should have been that's at a poppy side.
Great
That should have
song.
been big,
Yeah,
it's a
totally.
good song. That seemed like that should have been released as a single.
And when you didn't make a video, it was basically just saying, fuck, we'll release it as a single, we'll throw it up against the wall and see if it sticks. But back then, if you didn't make a video, it just really signified that you weren't all in on that album. You know,
Totally.
That's more like the record company saying we're not going to waste money making a video on this.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yep. Okay.
Did I repeat anybody's?
No.
No.
Cool.
You did?
All right.
Okay. So now I'm going to be in a new order, but
I haven't gone.
Patrick hasn't gone. I think now everybody's done their number 2 except me and Patrick. Patrick, what's your number 2?
1995's Ultraphobic. I'm really pissed that they came out with Family Picnic as the first single.
Yeah.
You can't think of I mean, it's a decent enough song, but that is not representative of the songwriting, the talent, the absolute mastery that was that record. It's the perfect song where it is on the record, but God, it is not what that record's about. I probably would have come out with Chameleon, or I would have come out with Sum of One, or I mean, High would have been great, but that's kind of ballady. And if they were trying to get away from that, they could have gone Chameleon. I just any other song basically, would have been better as a lead single from that record than Family Picnic. And as much as the video its heart was in the right place, I think it was a desperate attempt at trying to say, well, look, we're helping children.
Yes.
So let's get it on the air.
Yes.
It's hokey looking, it's cheap. I know they didn't have a lot of money. If you haven't seen the Chris McClernand interview that Anthony did today, there's a great point made in there about how Anthony asked him how come Saigon Kick didn't have any videos in there, and he said, look, Warrant probably had leftover money from the recording of theirs, as well as they also were Warrant, so they got 2 videos off that record. And Stronger Now's video looked 10 times better than the Family Picnic video looked. It was really disappointing that was the first single.
It seemed to me that if you remember the Soul Asylum song Runaway Train, it was all about, the kids who had disappeared, and it was like, and then it finished with the hotline, and that song was so massive. And it was a good, domestic abuse and what to do if you've been abused, but it just felt like, well, fuck, maybe this is something that will help get us in the good graces of MTV and radio. So I feel kind of bad saying that, but that's what
exactly. Its heart was in the right place. It's just why they chose it. Almost seems like they just reached into a hat and pulled a song out.
Yeah. Okay. All right, good one. My number 2, I've talked many times about the band Tough, and this is a situation where it was all about the record company. Tough's debut album, What Comes Around Goes Around, comes out in 1991, and they went with the ballad as the first single and video, I Hate Kissing You Goodbye. And it was starting to get some traction. I think it got up to number 3 on Dial MTV. But in 1991, it maybe didn't matter. But you had a song called The All New Generation, which I thought was so unique. It was a complete history of rock song. And it shouted out everybody from fucking Elvis Presley to Buddy Holly to Kiss and Aerosmith to Bon Jovi and Skid Row and so many more. I was like, what a great idea. And if you get permission or whatever, the video could have been kick-ass if you could have had like old clips of all these artists put into the video. So they went with the ballad, and I know Stevie Rochelle has kind of talked about this in like his Tough Diaries and shit. But the all new generation, I felt was just ready to be the single. So big mistake in my point of view. Tough, I Hate Kissing You Goodbye is my number 2.
Money.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
100%.
All right. We are on to our number 1s, and I'm just going to change the order since Ryan came in. Now everything looks different. So
Fucking
Brian,
everything up, Ryan. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
He is Ryan. Ryan, you want to put in a couple honorable
Saving
mentions?
lives.
All you do too? No, I'm just kidding.
I can do a 1A, 1B for you too.
There you go.
No, bullshit. No, fuck. It's not my show.
Hey, we're not in the basement, bro.
I was going to say not here, but I forgot I'm not hosting this fucking thing.
All right, so we're going to start off with Brian with our number 1.
Oh shit. See, I have 2 songs left. One I'm surprised no one said, but I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with a song from a band that hadn't released anything in a while. This was the first single and was like, what the fuck? Terrible choice because it didn't represent the album. From my favorite band from Different Kind of Truth, Van Halen's Tattoo.
Oh,
wow.
Why
Damn
the
it, you
fuck
took
they
mine.
went with that? I don't know why they went with that. Ice and Fire is a way better song. They should have started off with that. Would have
Good
been
song.
killer. Chinatown, way better song. They could have any song off this album would have been a better choice. But that was just like, duh. You know, the lyrics are corny and stupid stuff. And like, shut up, Dave. Just put out a good goddamn song, you know? But that's my number 1.
Oh,
Okay.
God,
I tried to love that song, man, but I could not. I was thinking She's the Woman would have been cool.
That would have been a good one too. You know,
Yep.
Stay Frosty would have been better. Anything. 'Cause it's a good. You skip that first song. The rest of the album is really good.
Yeah.
But they decided that's the single. All right, whatever, guys.
Okay. All right, Ryan, what's your number 1?
Real quick, sorry to make you edit off the record. I don't want to repeat. Did anybody talk about Blue Murder yet?
Nope.
Oh, I should have. That's a good one. Yeah, go with that.
Is anybody planning to?
No.
Okay, perfect. Here's my number 1 is Blue Murder, and Valley of the Kings was the first single. And although a great song, just like I said with Shadow King, you could just reach your hand in the hat, pull out a title, and be it. But
Except for Sex Child.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, the song that shall not be named.
Rename it. Great song. But yeah, Jelly Roll. That would have been such a cool first single. It was a video and a single, but it just wasn't pumped, you know? And I know I watched your interview and all that with Carmine and all that. Like, I understand there was way more behind the scenes going on. But also, I always wish they would have not named that song Jelly Roll. You know, it's just weird. It's like they should have and could have named it like Inside Out or Love Gone Wrong or anything else besides Jelly Roll. And here we are. But that would have been a choice single.
I agree with that one. That's a good pick.
That song title sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't the issue. The issue was, like you said, Ron, they released like a 7-8 minute song as the first single, which is stupid.
Yeah.
And after that didn't get any traction, they released Jelly Roll, and MTV's like, we're not playing that.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy.
Like you're done. Yeah, why we're not going to bother with that because you guys didn't do anything on that first song, and that was that.
Put all their eggs in the wrong fucking basket right away.
Yeah.
So dumb. Oh, all right.
That's such a killer album too. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Great stuff.
Yep. And it just that the failure of that album, and I said this to Carmine, it just seemed like it took the wind out of John Sykes' sails.
It broke him. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to Nate Danger's number 1. What do you got?
All right, number 1. I know. I think Basement Brian would agree with me possibly on this one, but it was a song that got a lot of traction, and I get it. But for me personally, Without You as a release ballad by Motley Crue I could never get into that song. I've always thought it was a terrible ballad. It's a terrible release, and even though it got traction, it's just there was nothing. Motley Crue had so many better ballads than that throughout their history. Yeah. I can't get into that song. Every time it comes on the radio, it's like next, skip, turn it off.
I almost said that, but it was pretty successful for them.
Oh,
It was,
No, that's
but
the
that doesn't
thing.
mean I have to like it.
I'm with you on that. The song stinks.
it was massive.
Time for Change was a way better song as for a ballad, but yeah,
I like
without
Time for
you,
Change better, for sure.
Yeah,
But
in 1989, Motley Crue could have released a video of them farting into a paper bag, and it was gonna blow up. I mean, it was their time. But Without You, looking back on it, is a shit ballad.
yeah, it's not. It did not age well. I get that it got fairly successful, but it is. You listen to it today, it's not a good song. I would actually argue that "Kickstart My Heart" is a weak song. Like that would divide some people, but "Kickstart My Heart" I think it's another song that I can't handle by Motley Crue. And Motley Crue is one of my all-time favorite bands, top 5 for sure.
I'll say this: I think Dr. Feelgood is a weak album. Like over time,
Didn't
a lot
age
of
well.
these songs just didn't last. I
Did
don't
not
know.
age well.
No,
There's like
I would
five or
say I
five
like
good songs.
I like Theater of Pain better than Dr. Feelgood now in
Whoa,
2025.
whoa!
I don't know about that, but
I'm saying I'll say it right now. I think it's a better album.
okay.
Ryan, where are you with that?
I plug my ears when you guys talk shit about my boys in Motley. But I'm in total agreement with the ballad deal on that album. I don't like Time for Change. I do not like Without You. They should have had Rodeo off Girls, Girls, Girls.
Oh, that was a good song.
Or they should have had Vince Neil writing Forever, which was unexposed, which is way more killer than Motley 94.
M's fighting words.
All right. Okay. We are moving on to Patrick's number one. What do you got, Patrick?
This was really tough because I have two that I'm really passionate about terrible singles on, but I'm going to go with the lesser known one, I think. When Slaughter put out Fear No Evil, I thought Searchin' was a terrible single. I thought it should have been, Unknown Destination or, I mean, there were so many great songs on Fear No Evil. Searchin' was just like this bland rocker that was never going to give that album any hope of getting played. So, they had worked for so long on that record that to come out with such a "We'll be searching, searching, searching," like it's just
How'd that go again?
searching. I mean,
I kind of like that song.
Nate's getting down.
He got Nate grooving.
I kind of like
Keep
that
it going.
song, but it was a little too modern sounding. It wasn't gonna remind people of "Stick It To Ya."
No, and I think if they wanted to fit in, they could have just gone with the first song on the record. The "Living Like There's No Tomorrow." I mean, that song fucking shreds. And
I don't know if anything was gonna help the sales on that.
That album was
Right.
weak.
probably weren't going to get on the radio, but boy, throwing "Searching" at the wall and hoping it was going to stick was a pretty stupid.
I thought "Get Used to It," even though the lyrics were fucking cheesy.
Yeah.
But it was catchy musically. It rocked hard like it could have fit on "Stick It To Ya." But when he started getting into "and if you blah blah blah, my middle finger's gonna be pointed your way," those lyrics, I was like, okay, I don't know if that's gonna fly. But catchy musically.
But if that was on "Stick It To You," we'd all be sitting there going, "That's the worst song on the album."
Yeah.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Winging It was pretty bad.
That's right, winging it. Yeah. No.
All right. Okay. All right. We are moving on to my number one. And there's probably a lot of people who disagree. Again, this is another one of those albums that came out in a time where it maybe did not matter what was released as the first single. And it probably is my favorite album of all time, or at least of this genre. It's Warrant's Dog Eat Dog. I did not think Machine Gun was a smart idea for a first single. I like Machine Gun, but you just got done getting all this shit for being labeled, as, it's all about sex and cherry pie. And then you come out with a song that goes, "I'm gonna love you, little baby, like a mama machine gun." In 1992, those lyrics were not working. And you had you had many songs that would have fit. But I thought Andy Warhol was right, which never got released as a single. but it had some ballady parts, but then it had some really heavy parts. I thought it was the next logical follow up to a band that probably wanted to be known more for Uncle Tom's Cabin than Cherry Pie. Andy Warhol was right, had the serious subject matter. It was crazy as shit. It was melodic. It was heavy. I thought that was the ideal single over Machine Gun on Dog Eat Dog. That's my number one.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I would have thought maybe Running with Bitter Pill as the first single might have gone well.
You gotta start with something that's a little more upbeat and rocks.
I was thinking
I liked Machine Gun.
Bonfire
I'm with you. I think Machine Gun's a great tune.
I thought it was great.
It's a good song, but I just what Ryan said. If you wanted to go with okay, we want to remind people that we're a party rock band, I would have gone with Bonfire over Machine Gun, and I like Machine Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just thought there were better choices.
A cool lineup would have been Bonfire, Hollywood, and Let It Rain. That would have been epic because you got the rocker, the crossover, and the ballad. And then the rest of it are all fucking killer also, which we love, but like those are album tracks.
There was a lot of concern that they were going to get sued if they'd put Hollywood.
Yeah. I think All My Bridges Are Burning would have been a way better choice.
Hollywood's basically a ripoff of the Jane's Addiction song, Jane Says.
Yeah.
And even when they were recording it, Joey Allen looked over at Michael Wagner and said, "We're going to get sued for this song."
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the only reason that wasn't ever in consideration.
Brian, I think what you just said, I think that All My Bridges Are Burning is probably my favorite rock song on that album.
Yeah, and I think that probably would have been the best choice for the lead-off single.
And the lyrics,
Machine Gun's great. I mean, come on, who doesn't love that song? It's a great tune.
It's catchy as shit. I just lyrically, and I just thought they had to go in a different direction if they were going to be taken seriously in '92. So.
But then again, in '92, you had the fucking Chainsaw song go big. So I mean,
that's right.
True.
Come on, so that's called the callback, folks.
Mm-hmm. All right. That brings us to the end of Right Album, Wrong Single.
Are we going to go through any honorables?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a couple, and yeah, sure. Brian, what do you got for honorables?
Well, the one you said, No Matter What by Lillian Axe, that was on my list. One I'm surprised no one had, and I would have said it if I knew no one else had it, but Your Mama Don't Dance by Poison.
That was on my list.
Yep.
Diarrhea stain of a song, that fucking thing. Ugh.
Yep.
Terrible cover. You had Love on the Rocks. That would have been a better single, but
yep.
I mean, it was the tail end of the album, so they could have released anything just to fucking.
And I feel like just like with some of the, it didn't matter what they released in '88, it was gonna be a hit. Your Mama Don't Dance went to number 10, but how the fuck I'll never.
God.
Okay, Ryan, what do you got for honorables?
I got Danger not having a ballad on their debut, which was probably a huge mistake. I got a 2-for-1. I got Europe Out of This World with Superstitious.
Yeah.
And then I think the no-brainer would have been Just the Beginning or Let the Good Times Rock as a kickoff. And then for Prisoners in Paradise, they went with Prisoners in Paradise as the first single. It's kind of like The Tough Thing. It's like basically a ballad right away, but they could have had All or Nothing, A Little Bit of Lovin', or my favorite, Talk to Me. And then Hurricane had Next to You, which was great. But then the next one was Dance Little Sister.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like the attempt at a crossover, and it was not good. And then I had Warrant as well.
Okay. Warrant.
Dog Eat Dog.
Dog Eat Dog. Okay. Yeah. All right. Nate, what do you got for honorables?
Honorables, I'm surprised no one said Women Are Rocket off of Hysteria.
Anything for that fucking album. Sorry, Ryan.
Like it's a great album, but they're both strange singles to release, right? Especially the lead. The lead was Women, wasn't it? That was their first release.
Yep.
Like, not a good choice. Whoever made that call, fired.
Rocket too. Rocket was just too long with the fucking countdown footage.
Yep. Okay, Patrick, what do you got?
I had a couple. I had the first single from Bon Jovi's These Days was a ballad, This Ain't a Love Song, which just I thought, what a terrible fucking single. You're coming off of a huge record with Keep the Faith, and I get that times had changed. It's 95, but the year before Always had been a massive hit, and they come out with the most boring ballad that they'd ever done. With that one, I had Shelter Me by Cinderella. I thought was a terrible single. Jack the Bastard from Faster Pussycat I love the song, but it was not the right single from Whipped.
Was that a release?
Yeah, that was
I
the
remember that.
When?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
When did they release it? Because they did Nonstop to Nowhere.
and then they did Jack the Bastard, which has a video. It's
Does I had no
It
idea.
has a video?
yeah,
I
it's
had
like
no
a it's
idea.
like a S&M video. Yeah.
You know what they should have released?
Of course it was.
Madame Ruby's Love Boutique.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
always
love
thought
that
Made in
tune.
Wonderland should have
I-
been a single. You know.
I think Loose Booty should have been a single.
Yeah.
A booty booty.
And then, one that I'm kind of surprised nobody said is when Skid Row released "Slave to the Grind" as a single.
That's my favorite song on that album.
I agree with that. I agree with
Gotti
that.
Rock thinks that should have been the first single.
Yeah,
No.
I tend to agree.
I love the song. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
disagree.
I love the song. I still think that part of the reason that that album didn't sell what it did is because they alienated 50% of their fan base.
But what was a better single, because that thing was so fucking heavy? I mean, there wasn't like a really pop
Well,
song.
when you lead off with Monkey Business as your first heavy single, why not hit the other half of the fan base with, In a Darkened Room, or
Yeah.
you could have hit them with
Worst song off that album.
I mean, they got 5 singles.
The
Yeah,
Threat. They should have went with The Threat.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's a great song. Yeah.
They got 5 singles
Mud
on
kicker.
an album that a lot of us think flopped. Which I think they were thinking, well, one of these is going to blow up, and none of them did.
No.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. I got Danger, Danger. Yes, should have had a ballad. Rat, Way Cool Jr. I'm fucking the horns and the clickety
I disagree.
blah blah blah.
Disagree.
Oh,
I love rats. All rats.
I love rap, but that song drives me up a wall.
That song made me get the album. That was my first album by Rap.
Bon Jovi, Keep the Faith. I fucking hate that song.
Yeah, do you love that
song.
album?
Huh?
Do you love that album though?
I don't love I love New Jersey. I love Slippery. I Believe, which did become a single, was the obvious first single. Keep the Faith is like, I fucking hate that. It's not like I don't kind of like it. I fucking hate Keep the Faith. Oh,
Wow.
I Want You should have been a single on that.
and then
They should have.
and then Poison. I thought Look What the Cat Dragged In should have been a single. So the one I was gonna take off, I like Cry Tough a lot. I thought I Want Action was kind of whatever,
They ripped it off, but
And then I'm completely there with you with Your Mama Don't Dance. Should have been Love on the Rocks. And that's my,
Oh yes.
yeah. Okay. Hey, with that brings us to the end of Right Album, Wrong Single. We would love it if you went down in the comments and told us maybe your comments on what some of our choices were, and maybe what are the ones that we missed. And with that, it's time to say goodbye to our sausage party. With that, Brian from the Hairband Basement, whose YouTube channel is doing well. Brian, thank you so much for coming on, man.
don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. But yeah, watch the Hairband Basement right here on YouTube. Check me out on Twitter at HB Basement. Always talking music there. And download the Station Head app and listen to rare, deep tracks from this genre of music live every Friday night at 8:30 Eastern.
Okay, all right. And Ryan, vocalist from the band Metalcast, and I could have said Brian is the bass player from the band from fucking City to City,
City to City.
and other projects. Ryan, thanks so much for coming on.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you having me and Brian having me. So this is awesome.
Awesome. Okay, Nate Danger from Rockin' Danger. Always a blast having you on, man.
Man, I am so excited. Check me out at Rockin' Danger and Danger. Anywhere you can find us on YouTube and Facebook and all the fun stuff, X and Instagram and so on. But I just want to say thank you very much for the invite. It's been a pleasure. I always enjoy watching all of your guys' episodes. Patrick, Obviously, I wanted to get to know you and get to meet you. Ryan, I'm glad you got to jump
Why?
on late. I didn't want to miss you because I love the stuff you've been doing. So, and Hairband Basement, you can check me out in the Hairband Basement because I'll be there most Friday nights chatting it up with everyone else. So it's
Nice.
awesome. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Absolutely. And Colonel Patrick, as always, a pleasure having you on.
What a good sausage fest this was.
This was. All right. Hey,
Mine's spicy.
I'll try to put everybody's X accounts. If you look in the description, you'll see the link for my Saturday night radio show on Hair Metal Mansion from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. You'll see the link for Hair Metal Guru merch. If you want to grab a shirt or a hoodie or something to maybe get yourself looking all badass, kind of like Clint Eastwood and shit. And hey, like, subscribe, what the hell, ring the bell, and whatever you can do to support the channel. I just appreciate you being here. Until the next video comes out, my name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. Take care of yourselves.